Yo, welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be talking about everything going on around the world, macro analysis. We're going to be doing some macro analysis. So first on my list is the dollar. I'm going to start with dollar because obviously that's what we trade. We trade dollar and Japanese. Yeah, yeah. So if you look at the dollar have been bearish for a while now. Dollar have been bearish. Don't worry, I'm going to explain everything. I'm going to break everything down for you guys. So if you look at I think last week or this weekend, this is a new week. So last week I'm looking at economic calendar now. Last week NFP non-farm payroll on Friday. Yeah, this is it. Look at it. NFP came out minus 23K. That is the labor market was very very low. So that was bad for the dollar. So what this means is that rate expectation for hike is out of the window. So now we're having soft economic data. So we're going to be as traders now are not expecting rate hike in the future from the Fed. Yeah, so that is the main thing. Then that is why you see the dollar crash. The dollar crashed on Friday. From Thursday started crashing. So it crashed on Friday when the news came out minus 23K. That is very very bad, very bad for the dollar. So that is all for the dollar. The dollar have been bearish. If you look at sentiment, if you look at sentiment, be patient a bit. You can see that around the world there's no major headline news coming out that is causing panic. The market, the news is just people are being the news is just calm. Every the environment is calm right now, so people are optimistic. You understand? So we have a cool environment. So there's no need for safe haven pairs right now. So that is for the dollar. Fundamental, the dollar is bad. Sentiment is cool. So we have a good environment for people to take risks. People are now optimistic. So if we go straight to the Japanese also have been bearish last week. Japanese have been retraced. It retraced last week when the Japanese central bank say they're going to they're going to do what they call intervention in their currency. That means they're going to be buying their currency to make it strong, and also the US say they are going to be buying it because the if the Japanese is tied to the 10 years bond yield. So if the Japanese want to buy their this thing, what's the name? If you want to buy the if you want to buy their currency, they have to sell the bond yield, and bond price is inversely correlated with yields. So if they sell bonds, US 10 years bond yield, to make the bonds itself, it will make the yields to go up, and we don't Fed don't want that. So that's why the Fed also say, okay, instead of them selling the yields, why not just um us giving you guys money from our own assets? We'll sell some of our assets, give you guys money for you guys to use for your intervention. No need of selling yields. So, but the market retests this level and market are coming down. But if you're an investor in the market, you know that at this point in time, you have to like stay away from the Japanese because the Japanese not looking attractive for carry trading at the moment right now. Then this is the 10 years bond yield I was talking about. So this is a 10 year bond yield. You can see bond yields have been high, have been going up throughout the war and inflation, everything. When sentiment was when there were risks on, when people were not optimistic. So the bond yield have been going up, but right now it just reject this retreat this resistant level. They've been in a range. Let me show you guys. The yields have been in a range for a while now. You can see it being a range. So now it's at high. So if this yield fails to break this high, if you fail to break this high to come back down. So that is why you see the likes of gold, you see Bitcoin, you see risk on assets moving up right now because they are, and if you look at the news start cooling down since beginning of the second half of the year, that is last month. The economic news have been going down, so there's no I don't think there'll be enough volume for this market to break this resistance, except if there's another war or something that will cause tension in the market that will make the dollar inflationary. You understand? So use we're expecting use to keep going down. So are we to expect gold to keep going up? This is the naira its price. Okay, oil. It's interesting. So oil, if you look at oil have been going down. I told you guys that when I think Trump said that them and Iraq that have made a good agreement, like they're in the process of making good agreement for the war. So like the war is about to end, or even if it did not end, we're not going to be expecting big tension from the war again for now. So you see oil price have been going down. Oil now is around 77. So that is that inflation is down. Um Fundamental is bad, and what's the name? Sentiment is cool. So what do we have here? We have everything telling you risks on. So this is a very good risk on environment. So look at it. You can see VIX. VIX is around 15 points for VIX. So we're in a very risk on environment. So asset market are going to be moving very well in this market. In this cycle is stock market. So people are going to be taking risks. Stock markets will be moving very well. Not all stocks, cyclical stocks will be moving very well. So at this point, if you're into defensive stock, what most investors will do is that they're going to sell some portion of their investing defensive stocks. They're going to buy cyclical stocks. Stocks going to be moving. BTC we might see some bullish move in BTC now. Emerging markets, we're going to be seeing move in emerging market, and we're going to be looking at high yield currency that are tied to commodity like Australia, Canada, and New Zealand are going to be moving very well. This is a good opportunity to buy those pairs. Then you're going to be selling pairs like JPY, Japanese yen. But the issue with Japanese is that the intervention going on in the currencies, we have to be very careful with Japanese currency cross the Japanese yen. Then CHF, you say CHF is gonna be very weak. People are going to be taking risk. It's not a safe haven time. And the dollar also is going to be weak. I could have said euro, but right now we see commodity price going down, so euro is kind of safe at this moment. Euro is not the best option. GBP is even better than euro in this environment. So this is the macro picture for this week. You can see the risk asset that you can buy. So now let me show you guys setup that you can easily trade and make money from this week. So I've given you guys the macro picture. So now let me show you. So for this week I have on the Australian dollar. I'm going to give you reason why we're going to be looking for setup in the Australia dollar. Like I told you guys, we're in a risk on environment. So people, Australia is a high yield currency. So this is a good currency to buy at the moment right now. And the dollar is very weak. I showed you guys when the dollar going down because of bad macro environment for it. So we have a high, low, and now this is a breakout trade. So this Sunday market is currently closed. What you're gonna do is on Monday, if you can catch a breakout, it's gonna be good. You go a breakout here. I'm not going to that. I'm not a big fan of breakouts. I'm not a big fan of breakouts, but if you can catch breakouts, it's going to be good. I'll just open this thing. If you can catch breakouts, it's going to be good, but right now that is no. Yeah. So like I was saying, if you don't understand the breakout, if you like breakout, this is your trade. What me I'm expecting for the next week is on USDJPY, if you can have a small bullish move, a break and retest, then I can buy. But if I want to take more risks, I can catch the breakout. That is more riskier. Or you wait for it to come back to this trend line, then you buy. Or you wait for it to come back to low, then you buy. Very easy. You see, I place my levels. All I have to do is just to monitor the chart. Next pair is BTC. Your BTC is in trade during the weekend, right? So for BTC, I'm coming. I'll go back to BTC later. I don't want to talk about BTC now. I'll talk about BTC now. So let's look at gold. Gold is simple, very very simple. I told you guys fundamentally, gold yield, low yield, dollar is cheap. You know, gold is priced in dollar. So if dollar is low, gold will be cheaper. So dollar is low. People are using gold to hedge against the inflation right now, and this is a very beautiful macro environment for gold. So you're going to be seeing good moves to the upside for gold. For now, you're still going to be monitoring my sentiment. So right now we expect to buy this level. See, gold is creating bullish move to the upside. So all you have to do now is just wait. The market open. If you have a retracement, see, I've set my alarm. If you have a retracement here, just buy. Or market come back here, you buy. Obviously, you need entry signal. It's not like you just place your buy or then place orders. When you get your entry signal here, you buy, wait for the right section and everything. Your criteria that is to buy market, you can buy. So you see, when the NFP news came out and the data came out poorly for the dollar crashed and gold went up. That was a good move. So mind you, this week Wednesday, we're going to be having CPI. This is it. We're going to be having CPI. What I predict for CPI, since NFP is coming down, dollar is bad, everything is going bad. Obviously, we're going to be seeing some bad we're going to see cooling inflation going to be cooling down, so the CPI will not be high to be low, so that is not good for the dollar. We're going to still see the dollar going down, some bullish move, except if the macro picture change, that is if there's any war that just happen unexpected. But for now, I'm going to be monitoring it to see. Yeah. So then another pair is NZD. NZD is simple too. NZD is just like AUDUSD. This is a commodity currency. This is a high quality currency. So and people are taking risks. So this is a good time to buy NZD USD. So this is a good time to buy NZD. What you can do is wait for it to come back down here, then you buy, or you just wait for it to break out. If you like breakout, then you trade the breakout. But me, I don't like it. So it's high risk. It's to reduce your profitability. Then wait for a break and retest, then you buy to be safe. Then another beautiful market is USD card. Card is very good right now. You know, card central bank signal more rate hike in the future. You understand? And oil price is still high. That is good for card. And this is a risk on environment, and card is a high yield currency. So card will be strong. And you know right now the dollar is very weak. The dollar is very weak. So you're going to be selling what's the name? You're going to be selling USD card. That's what I was telling you guys that you have to understand macro. You have to understand macro, because forex is just like joining high yield currency, low yield currency together. Then you get a buyer. So that's just it. So you wait for a market to come back here, then you sell. Market will not sell here, then obviously to sell at this level. So even if you are trading fundamental, you're trading sentiment, you still need to know your technical levels. You need to know your technical levels very well. So these my technical levels. So yeah, that is just it. Then another pairs. This one USD card. USDCHF. This is very simple. This is just like you trading the US USD itself, because CHF is very weak, and since USD is poor right now, poor perform is performing very badly. The fundamentals are bad. So just be selling, looking for selling opportunity. This is a bearish move. Wait for it to break this level, then you sell, obviously, or you look for it to come back higher, then you sell. There's no setup here. There's no setup here. Okay. So let's go back to BTC. BTC. I'm going to be using a clean chart to explain BTC. Coinbase. Let's see. Okay. What's this here? BTC is kind of interesting because it's tricky. So if you're looking at macro environment for BTC, this is a good time for BTC to buy because we're in a risk on environment. Yields are low, dollar is weak, BTC is priced in dollar, and there's liquidity in the market. So people are going to see good time for BTC to try to go up. So if you're looking from the higher time frame now, you're doing a top-down analysis technically. We already know fundamentally BTC, macro fundamental BTC is supposed to go up with your fundamental analysis. Then let's look at your technical analysis. BTC creating low, high, a lower low, a lower high. The market creates equal lows around here. Market creates equal lows around here. So what I'm going to expect, market create equal lows. You're going to expect price to go back up here to this high to sell. Right, that's your first selling level. That is your first selling level, right? Patient. Then the next level is your trend line. I'm doing technical analysis here. The next level to sell is your trend line. I think I've explained this setup countless number of times on my YouTube channel, mostly on gold. So if you want to, you can watch the previous videos. You understand what I'm doing. Then another level to sell is this level, right? Mind you, I said fundamentally BTC is supposed to buy, but I'm talking about sell here. Calm down. The market, the market will not just sell. You need a level to sell from. So I mean, the market will not just the market will not just sell. No, I'm doing top down analysis and I'm seeing bearish move. The market will not just sell. The market will not just sell. To look for level to sell, and for you to sell, that means you have to buy. You have to go bullish. You have to retrace back to those levels. And those levels that is retracing to is kind of like buying from those levels, to those levels. So we're going to be seeing some bullish move to buy. All right, so the market will not just sell once. You have to look for levels to sell from. So those are your levels, right? There's still a minor resistance around here. You have to mark it out. So market will be going bullish, bullish, bullish till you reach this level for you sell, or you reach to this level for you sell. So that's where fundamental will tell you that okay, this is a bullish market. So if we go to the lower time, we have 4 hour time frame now. You can see the market is still bearish, also creating lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now it's retracing back to this resistance. So this is the resistance now. This is the resistance now causing all the issues right now. So this is the resistance level. So at this point now, you might ask yourself, what can I do? Will I sell or will I buy? Obviously, you're going to be more of the selling side, like you're going to be looking at the selling side, but fundamentally market is going to buy, so you just have to be patient for market to, if the market can break this resistance, then you buy. or you wait. Today is Sunday, you wait for Monday to see if you can start seeing some bearish move, then you can sell. So that is all for this video.